if you don't know someone at the top, you can't get in. I've heard girls and men and women who want jobs in Cameroon that they're being asked to actually they want to be bedded by other people. They want to knack. People want to ta-ta-ta with them before they'll give them jobs. Do you get me? There is always barriers in all these systems. There's barriers that are people that have positions in power. There are people in positions in power who have power because of where they are in Cameroon that others can't get in. They would rather refer their family or friends and stuff like that. Those barriers are unique within every nation. If you come abroad, you will face a completely different level you have a different experience. But the only thing is that if you're in this part of the world, you come in, you're an international student, for example, or you don't have the status in that country, you don't have a citizenship, your education level, let's say, for example, in Ireland, third level education, as an international student, you pay 12,000 euros. But if you're a national, you pay 3,000. Do you get me? In Dubai, you were explaining, I was trying to relate the differences and similarities within the systems. And I said, hold on a minute. It's similar. Childcare is very expensive here. So you see couples who will tell you, I'd rather my wife or one person, if the person makes enough to actually stay with our babies at home, then one person can stay back and look after the children. The childcare system is also very expensive. There are opportunities. The only thing is this, if you have your citizenship, you try the very, very best to push through those barriers. Don't let anything limit you. In the UAE, you were saying that you can have Cameroon passport and somebody could come in and they're British. They might choose the British person over you because why do they value? They see your passport as being inferior because you have an African passport, and they would rather choose somebody who is still of African descent, but that person is British. So you can see they've placed more value on the British passport as well. But if you're here and you have your citizenship, you go to college, you get qualifications. I'm telling you, when I went back to study, before I even ended my program, I already had doors open for me.
Wow.
People are asking me left, front, and back to come and work. Now I have to choose. Now that's one thing. Here you can get your citizenship. In that part of the world where you're in, it doesn't matter how many years you stay in there, from what I heard. Will you be granted the citizenship in Dubai? Would you? No. Okay, now that's a disadvantage to you. So when you're planning, strategically position yourself and say, okay, these people will never give me the citizenship. What will I do? I need to have a plan. And that's why I like Think Like Me. I don't know what's his name. He was here earlier on.
Think with me.
Think with me. He gives great ideas and he makes you think outside the box, and he doesn't believe in limiting beliefs and limitations that you set for yourself, which I think every point that everybody made is valid. Even the teacher that came on, she's a realist and she's looking at people who earn different salaries. Remember, couple A, couple B, couple C would have 3 different salaries, 3 different levels of education. They come from 3 different socioeconomic backgrounds. So every individual situation, is unique to that person. Your situation is different from the next party next to you. So when we try not to throw a blanket statement to cover everybody, because it minimizes people's experiences. Does that make sense? But if they come in and they can say, okay, I can grab something from Think Like Me, I can grab something from Teacher, and see how I can combine those information and see what I could get the best out of it. And see how this information could help me, and look at it. Does it apply to my situation? Can it help me? Maybe it might not work for me. Like the young lady came in, she said you network with people that are greater than yourself, who have experience, who also have much more knowledge, more knowledgeable than you are, so you can learn and you can grow from them. You meet people that will look at you and they would say, this is what's within you. I can spend time with you, just hours with you, and I'll tell you, Martha, you are a great public speaker. I would start identifying skills that you don't even know. There are people here who are great public speakers, but they don't know they can monetize that. There are people here who are fantastic chefs and cooks that they can make multiple streams of income on the side. That's something I've done. I've done fish and plantain. I'm telling you. Me, I can cook. I can never go hungry. I can sell water and make money.
You see why I love this your Tough Life Gang.
I
love this life gang. When the life is not going soft, we go the hard way. I love people with names like this. They are flexible.
Do you know what I mean? You have to be open-minded and flexible. You can say, you know what? Me, I can sell puff puff. I'm not kidding you.
Why not?
Me,
You
ah,
Soft
I can.
life. Soft life. You see this Dubai. People call me grandma, and I have accepted it. Why? Because I do almost everything. I have my job, but I don't focus on that. I'm selling, this our African kaba. I have it. If you message me, all these bachelors who are here and they say they don't have kitchen, I tell them my kitchen is your kitchen. Just message me. If I have the time, I'll confirm with you that yes, your food will be ready. I'll prepare it for you. You give my money. It's not much, but it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
You
still another multiple.
Yeah.
You don't have to limit yourself. You need to really look within yourself and say, what is
Mm,
my interest? If you dig deep within yourself and you sit down and grab a pen and a paper and you start exploring, okay, how can I invest? What can I go in? Look into different things. Look into listen, there are many people that you can come together and partner with and start up something. Somebody made a suggestion in the comment section about creating jobs in Africa. If we
yeah.
had companies that we created job for our youths. Most of
Mm,
our youths that are hanging out in the streets and have a lot of issues that are going wrong, sometimes they say it's lack of employment. Maybe some will tell you they don't have the income to start. Now,
mm,
you can either provide a service or a product. You see my hands, I'm a hairstylist. I'm a qualified hair extensionist as well.
mm,
So I'm flexible because you've invested in yourself. You've spent
mm.
time to develop a skill. If you don't have it, you develop it. Do you get me? You
Yeah.
develop yourself, you learn it. I learned how to do hair as a really young girl. No matter where I go, I can never go hungry. I can
Never.
never. I've
Never.
gone back to study not because it was great fun, but I knew what was going to come out of it. Do you get me? Now
Mm,
nobody can take that degree away from me because I have set myself up. Do you know what I mean? In a way that even if one thing fails, my family can be saying, "Oh no, we ain't got no food today." The other day I saw perfumes online, Martha, on a website in Ireland that they were selling them half price. Immediately, do you know what I started thinking? I was thinking, if I get them at a lower deal right now and retail that same Dolce Gabbana perfume or Paco Rabanne that is being put on half price, if you invest and buy, let's say you set aside, let's say 300,000 and you
mm,
or 200,000, that's how much in euros, maybe say 500 or 300 euro, and you buy a little amount and retail it at a different time, people will
mm,
buy it. You just need to grab the opportunities that are coming your way. If you don't
yeah.
have the money, grab whatever you have in front of you. Start little. Do you get me? Don't be waiting. If it's selling cups, if it's you saying, okay, I can clean, or I know somebody that started the cleaning. She was cleaning someone's house. That person referred her to another couple, and then the other couple brought in another couple. Now
Wow.
she's getting established.
Mm,
She has multiple clients. Now she can't serve everybody. Now she's recruiting people. She's recruiting people to come and work. Can you
yeah.
imagine?
Yeah.
Because her reputation and her cleaning is up to standard. If
Mm,
your cleaning differs is different from the next person cleaning next door, and the way I clean and I lift everything up, I clean. Let me tell you, if that person goes back there and they say that's the kind of cleaning Soft Life offers, she cleans thoroughly, which means she's going to train her staff to make sure
yeah.
they clean and bring up to that standard. Do you get
Mm,
me? And they would come in and clean. This person started with one client. This is somebody who was really broke. The whole community, you don't need to stretch out far. Look just within your vicinity, your community itself, and say how many
mm,
couples are here, how many of them need cleaning. Some people, they're too tired, they can't clean.
yeah.
You start building your clientele and you start growing. Now she can't even serve everybody. She has to recruit people to actually do the job. You have nannies in Cameroon, people looking for nannies constantly, and you start up an agency where you recruit all these children, younger people. Some of them, their families can't afford to send them in school. I understand. Maybe they
Mm,
can do that job temporarily, and you make sure all those details and you have procedures and things in place. It's just that we don't like structure. We don't like to sit down
mm,
and plan thoroughly. One thing I don't learn about Oyibo people is that they take their time. If they take 15 years to put a plan in place, they've done their thorough analysis. They've done the research. They don't want to cut corners. They can send
mm,
somebody in Cameroon to study in there for 10 years and they come in with a purpose and they're intentional about everything they do. Everything they do. You will send a child to go and work in a house. You don't know the background of that child. You don't know, you're sending that child there to go and work. You've not thoroughly vetted these people. You make sure that you hold these people accountable if something goes wrong with that person that you're sending over. If the child is going there, this is the contract, this is the agreement. We need to be creative and think outside the box. thinking outside the box and not always thinking we're the victim. I'm not always
Mm.
going to say every white person that doesn't treat me, doesn't like me, or treats me in a way. It's associate that to racially motivated. I used to think like that. I don't think like that. Some people, they don't like it just because of personality clash.
Mm.
Personality, you just don't get along.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna let that get in between, because you need to be business minded. If you're there for the mullah, you need to
Mm.
think like somebody. Get your emotions outside the and put in the bin. Show your emotions at the door, my friend. It doesn't have to be
Mm.
racially motivated. It's the
Because
truth.
you're focused, yeah.
Your focus, your main goal is to sit there. You can do nails. Nails, you will not go and learn how to do nails.
Never.
Cooking, you're not there. Skincare, you're not there. You're crying that you're hungry every day. You're asking people to send you money. You can cook. You can cook for birthday parties, anniversaries, birthday occasions. You can bake cake. We can't. If we set up an organization where we provide training for these young people to come in and learn skills, they will be self-sustainable rather than you feeding them constantly because we're teaching them how to fish.
Soft life. See, people don't understand this. You know, I keep doing some of these things and I'll put them on my status. I forgot about the fact that I have some colleagues. Most of my colleagues are Europeans, some are Americans. But I wasn't even thinking about them that they are viewing my status. And can you imagine now when I go to work, some of them are like, I want to taste your food. I want to taste your food.
There you go.
Now we have a colleague that is she's about to wed, and now some of them are requesting that they need some African dishes, and are referring her to Martha. That I used
There
to
you
see.
go.
Yeah, okay.
Very good. Very good. Carry on. Carry on. I'm listening. That's really good, girl.
Yeah. Some of them are insisting that they want to taste African dishes because they usually see it on Martha's status. So it means he has to come back to me to tell me, I want to see some of those dishes. Can you prepare them for my wedding? Because our colleagues want to taste them. And I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I know a
Yeah.
lady here, Cindy the Master. She works for a company. She works for a company in this place in Ireland. Let me tell you, she's an accountant. And this woman doesn't have a bare minimum position in the organization. She's at the top. This woman baked, one of them shared a story. I think there was a lady that shared a story on YouTube. And she made meat pie and actually went to the company. Her colleagues tasted it. Now, every event they have, the orders are taken from her. Can you believe that? So she has to bake meat pie for the whole entire events that are
Mm-hmm.
coming up. So that's how you get a contract. Now you
Yeah.
have a contract with one company, and then another company is telling you, "Oh, we really like that. It tastes really, really good." Now every event that's coming, they say, "Okay, we would like to have some of your meat pie in our company. We do finger foods. I do spring rolls, for example, just finger foods." If you
Mm-hmm.
have a party or let's say a wedding, or my friends would have a gathering, most of the time when they have engagements, for example, or they have bridal shower and they say, "Oh, would you like to make some food for us?" I could tell you, yes, I could make you 1,000, or could make you maybe, let's say, 300 fish, what you call it, not fish roll, but spring rolls. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And you think
Yeah.
outside the box. You have ideas, my dear. If you look within you, you have untapped resources within yourself. You just need to look within. I like
Mm.
fashion. And I said, you know what? This year, I'm not going to limit myself. Me, I like to dress very well. I am literally going in to partner with one of my friends to start some line, because I don't want to restrict myself. This is where your interest. Write down all those things you're interested in a piece of paper. Start ex- exploring them. Start exploring them.
Soft
You have
life.
yeah.
Soft life, you're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. I'm sorry to interject. I never interrupt people's conversations. I'm really sorry for any,
It's
don't take it
okay.
offensive, but this is the kind of language that I speak. This is the kind of language we Africans have to speak. This is the kind of language that soldiers speak. We speak language of moving forward, of persistence, of aggression. PT
Oh,
party is not for Africans, my dear. You're speaking my language. Thank you. Always, this is the kind of atmosphere. I hate doomsday. I hate prophets of doom. This is the kind of environment that is going to shake a person in his small comfort zone and challenge you to move better. We
Mm-hmm.
don't care
true.
if all these things, but really, this is. I wish women could have this kind of mind or mindset, okay, and keep pushing. She's even bringing things like nails, hair. You see, this is a woman that is thinking like a man, but still taking part to be a lady. This is the
True.
kind of intellect that is going to change the continent. Thank you, my sister. Bravo, bravo. In fact, Martha,
I know.
just something to consider. We need to have a day where people come and give their testimonies. People need to come and tell us that from the things we started sharing since March, how have they changed their lives? What have they done? The things that
Yeah.
Soft Life has talked about, the things that Teacher B or anybody has talked about, what have you picked from all these conversations and how has it changed your life? We need to hear more and more and more of these positive things because positivity will always change. Negativity will always break. Thanks, thanks.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Go on, sir. Go on.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like, you could sit here and say, no. I sat here in my house and I say, what skills do I have? And I looked at my hands. I said, look at, you have skills in your hands. I can do hair. I'm telling you, I do my own hair by myself. And this all came because of tough places I found myself in. My mother passed away, yeah, and I had to literally stand on my feet. I had to figure out a way to survive because listen, we ain't got no time to be crying here. You know, you don't have time to be doing nonsense because you need to survive. So I started developing myself and I started doing one or two things. And I started, see, I have clients that will book me in. They will book me in to get their hair done at my schedule. I work. I work. I have two sons I'm raising. Two sons. All right. Now, I'm not raising my kids to have a mindset